You got to slow down because you're talking so fast I can't understand you. I keep hearing all time, but that's all I'm getting.
You got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me, or I'll have to sue the courthouse for 100-fold.
Mr. Goodman, I don't have to prove a damn thing to you, sir. If you're here on the
you got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me. My name is not those capital letters, so I'm an Israelite from the 12 tribes. So what I'm saying is I'm representing myself. That's all that needs to be said. I'm a human being. I'm a living man. I'm a living being. I'm not no cargo. I'm not none of that.
Unless you are a price on a can of beans, we don't need a barcode.
Now, folks, Judge Oakley is back, and as usual, he's putting the sovereign citizen in his place. It's going to be a blast today. I think Judge Oakley is the finest at handling these sovereign citizens, and I genuinely adore him. I don't even know when these guys will learn. While you're watching, tell me what you think this clown's IQ is, because I have a feeling it's not that high. Anyway, let's dive in and watch this epic hearing unfold. This guy is in court today for assaulting his girlfriend, and of course he's pulling all the typical sovereign citizen nonsense.
Mr. Bowditch, are you ready on Goodman?
Well, Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Goodman. Mr. Goodman asked me to tell you that the prosecutor in this case has no power of attorney over him. He's an Israelite. There's no grounds under the bar code. This matter should be dismissed. I believe he may want to represent himself. You may ask for some clarification if you talk to Mr. Goodman, but that's what he told me to tell you.
Thank you. Mr. Goodman, are you requesting that you represent yourself on this matter? You're muted, Mr. Goodman.
What I'm saying is nobody has power of attorney law over me through the barcode. I'm the beneficiary. My name is not those capital letters, so I'm an Israelite from the 12 tribes. So what I'm saying is I'm representing myself. That's all that needs to be said, because that's what the law is. I got common law jurisdiction. It's a non-violent crime. So I'll push for it to be dismissed under the barcode.
Well, it's not going to be dismissed today. So simple question. Are you representing yourself from this point forward? Yes or no?
Yes, I'm counseling myself.
All right. Mr. Bowditch, you're out. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I said, are you planning on filing a motion, or would you like to set this case for trial?
I'm planning on filing a motion to dismissal because there's no grounds or no standing over my case, because nobody has power of attorney law to hear me, to even take this process even further. You got to prove that first. You got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me to hear this matter. Okay, I'm an Israelite.
You're saying, but you don't know what you're talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about. You don't have power of attorney law. The prosecutor don't have power of attorney law. You don't have power of attorney law. It's under the barcode.
Mr. Goodman, please do not interrupt me. I'm trying to be polite.
Okay, it's under the barcode, though. This is what you signed up to do. You're a public servant.
So unless you are a price on a can of beans, we don't need a barcode.
Yes, I am. I'm a human being. I'm not a deity. I'm a human being. I'm a living man. I'm a living being. I'm not no cargo. I'm not none of that. It's under the barcode. This is the real law.
Come here.
No standing or no ground.
Mr. Goodman, I'm going to give you a date for your motion.
I'm only here to threaten for a reason.
Pardon me?
I want all my rights intact to me at all times. Do you agree?
Oh, so this guy wants all of his rights to be upheld at all times, even the ones that are made up, like the so-called right to drive without a license. I mean, the government actually regulates driving because it's a privilege, not a right. That's a basic legal fact. But the real kicker is that he's claiming to be an Israelite. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this honestly feels like a feeble attempt to avoid being labeled as a sovereign citizen in the US. These sovereign citizens have already been, I don't know about you guys, but it seems to me that he's attempting to avoid the repercussions of the rubbish he's seeing here. Please share your thoughts, but let's get back to business.
I can't understand what you're saying. I think you're too close to your mic.
I want all my rights intact to me at all times. Do you agree?
I can't understand you, so no, I don't agree. I hear you're something
okay,
all the time.
I want all my rights intact to me at all times. I want all my rights intact to me all the time.
All right, I can't understand you.
Okay.
Are you still living on border? Are you still living on border? Mr. Goodman, are you still living on border?
Ashley, keep yourself muted, please. Your child keeps crying. Thank you.
No, I live somewhere else. I moved.
All right. Can you give me that address, please?
I stay at hotel rooms from time to time because I don't have no house right now. So I'm in a hotel room.
Geographically, where are you at today?
Detroit, Michigan.
All right. So my next pretrial date is when, Heather?
It is March 8th.
All right. So, Mr. Goodman, I'm going to give you a date on March 8th to file a motion. You file a motion, we'll hear it on March 8th. That's going to be in person.
Motion for dismissal?
Whatever you want to file a motion. You said you wanted to file a motion. So I'm giving you a hearing date for your motion.
What time?
We'll schedule that at 10 a.m. and this is going to be live. No Zoom.
All right.
Having trouble
All right. I want all my rights to text me all the time.
Pardon?
I'm only here to threaten confusion. I just want all my rights to text me all the times. And everybody just got to prove that they got power of attorney.
You got to slow down because you're talking so fast I can't understand you. I keep hearing all time, but that's all I'm getting.
Okay, what I'm saying is for the dismissal, I'm about to put it in today. You got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me. I'm going to have to sue the courthouse for 100-fold.
Mr. Goodman, I don't have to prove a damn thing to you, sir. If you're here on the
you got to prove that you got power of attorney law over me. You don't have power. I don't care what you're talking about. You got
attorney over you, Mr. Goodman. Listen,
yes, you do. You need power of attorney law to talk to me. You ain't got no ground. You ain't no standing. You ain't got no ground to understand. I got the affidavit of truth right here. I got authenticate birth certificate. I got a letter of intent over here right now. I broke all my contracts with the government. I'm not those capital letters. I'm with the 12 tribes of Israel. My name is Israel. I'm an Israelite. I'm with the 12 tribes of Israel. You don't got no power of attorney law over me. I'm pushing for dismissal. I'm suing your courthouse for 100-fold.
Once more, here we go. This sovereign citizen is threatening to sue the court for $100,000, as if that had ever worked for anyone. The truth is that you cannot sue the court for carrying out its duties, and if you didn't know that judges have judicial immunity, which shields them from lawsuits over decisions they make in court, then every time one of these idiots tries to pull the "I'm suing you" card, it's a complete waste of time. However, what really baffles me is how these idiots consistently commit crimes and then act naive when caught. I swear this must be among the lowest level of intelligence this nation has ever seen, and it's a little frightening because it seems like the U.S. is becoming more and more stupid every year.
Try it again, counsel. I'm sorry.
Good morning, Your Honor. Patricia Manning for the people, P84088.
All right. And Mr. Goodman, can you hear us okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. And Ms. Murphy, what are we doing on these files?
Judge, it's my understanding that Mr. Goodman has an appointment at the Forensic Center on January 31st. As Your Honor knows, he has pending cases in Frank Murphy. He went before Judge Michael Callahan yesterday. He was, his bond was reinstated with a tether. I believe Your Honor has put a 250, 10% bond on Mr. Goodman. You know, Your Honor, that I'm going to ask you to reduce that bond to something affordable.
All right, so I've got two files. One file's got that 250, 10% with a GPS tether. That would be the February 5, 2022 incident date. And then the other file, which is the misdemeanor file from May 10, 2019, he's just on a personal on that one with a GPS tether.
Right, and you know, Your Honor, that I don't represent him on the DV.
Right. But he finally does have a date for a forensic exam?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right. So you just want to adjourn the PCC?
Yes, Judge. And ask for a reduction in bond.
Thank you. And Mr. Goodman, have you talked to an attorney on the domestic violence case, or are you representing yourself on that one?
I have nobody to represent me. I think it was Langford or something was supposed to be my attorney. I'm not sure how it went south.
Okay. All right, counsel, go ahead and make your bond argument. But before you do, just so we're all on the same page, my notes say it's $25,000, 10%, no contact with complaining victim, and GPS tether. Is that your understanding?
So, Judge, I thought it was $250,000, 10%, $25,000.
I don't know what I just said, but
Oh.
my file says 250. Well, yeah, 250,000, 10%. Correct.
So, Judge, I mean, obviously that's unaffordable. Mr. Goodman is not a man of means.
Even if the court-appointed lawyers are noping out, you can tell that this guy is a disaster based on his face alone. He has a hopping $2 and a Tootsie Roll in his piggy bank, It's obviously not shocking that the public defenders don't want anything to do with him. After all, the law requires public defenders to represent those who cannot afford an attorney, but they can also turn away a case if there is a conflict of interest or if the client is completely uncooperative. Let's get back to the facts. He has been charged with domestic violence for beating his wife, in case he forgot. This is a serious offense with serious repercussions, and no amount of legalese will get him out of it.
He and his significant other just acquired new housing, Your Honor. They have a baby. Mr. Goodman needs to be there to assist with childcare responsibilities because both of them were working before Mr. Goodman was taken into custody. I know we've had some issues, Your Honor, with appearing in court. Mr. Goodman has had transportation issues with respect to getting to the forensic center, and that was his issue, Judge. The tether violation was simply a malfunction of equipment. So I would ask Your Honor to, and since they do not have means, Your Honor, I would ask Your Honor to reduce I'm asking Your Honor for a personal with the tether.
Response. And counsel, you don't have to jump up to talk to me. I know it's instinctive, but it's okay if you don't.
Thank you, Your Honor. It is instinctive. Your Honor, in this case, he is before us for a misdemeanor DV. I understand he does have some pending felonies. I understand he's on a GPS tether for the felonies. I believe at this time, the most important thing is that he remain on, or that if he is released, he remains on a GPS tether. So in this case, I would not object to a personal bond.
All right. Ms. Murphy, unfortunately, this is one of those situations where I don't care what the parties think, because I've got a long history. This building's got a long history with Mr. Goodman not showing up in court. So I set the bond for that reason. I'm keeping the bond as it is for that reason.
I absolutely adore Judge Oakley, and you can tell that he's a good man who does not tolerate the nonsense. For example, even when both parties agreed to let this clown get away with it, Judge Oakley knew exactly what to do and gave him a hard dose of reality. In fact, that is what a good judge should do. Please share your thoughts about that case in the comments section. I thought it was excellent, and it's refreshing to watch Judge Oakley. However, we're going to have another court hearing with Judge Boyd, and things get really heated. This young defendant decides it's a great idea to backtalk the judge, and he's just talking and slanging, and all that isn't working out for him. Let's dive in and see how that works out for him.
All right, why were you late for court?
I really don't got any excuse. Besides, I got insomnia.
I'm sorry, what?
I really don't got any excuse, but I got insomnia.
He overslept, Judge.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
All right, so here's the thing. You need to be on time for court. Otherwise, you know what's going to end up happening? Whether you're 20 or 18, guess what? We'll make sure that you come on time. If you're not on time, we'll know where you are. You know how we'll know that?
Got my address.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, y'all got my address.
No, because you'll be in Orange, and we'll bring you over from the jail. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
How far did you go in school?
In school?
Yes.
To 10th grade.
All right, why did you only go to the 10th grade?
I dropped out
Why?
because there was like a lot of drama.
All right, so let me explain to you about drama. Drama is you coming before the court and not addressing the court properly. Drama is using slang and not proper English coming before the court. So my advice is you probably want to get your GED so that you can get a job, because now it is hard to get good employment without at least a high school diploma. And even if you have a high school diploma, it's still hard. Guess what? People who go to college, and I'm not talking to people who go to college and they're getting a degree in philosophy, finding a job. I mean, people who are going to college, getting a degree in engineering, biology, they're all having a hard time finding employment. So you come along and you don't even have a 10th grade education and you're trying to get employment, it does not look good. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you employed?
I was employed.
So that's a no, right? You're not working?
No, ma'am.
So that means that your mom or somebody is supporting you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you come back here on the 27th, you're going to come on time and you're going to address the court properly. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. We have an excuse?
Yes. Once you sign the reset form.
I just have to throw in that last clip because I just thought it was pretty interesting that somebody would be bold enough to talk to the judge like they would talk to their friends. Like, seriously, you can't just roll up in court and start acting like you're hanging out at a bar with your buddies. But anyways, the main thing I really want to talk about is the previous case with the sovereign citizen. This dude was screaming on Zoom the first time around, which by the way, has got to be one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. You can't be in court acting like that, especially when it's online. And honestly, I think these sovereign citizens should be forced to appear in person. There's just something about seeing them face to face that makes it a lot harder for them to pull out all the drama they do from behind the screen. It's easy to be tough when you're hiding behind your computer, but in person, they'd have to face the consequences of their actions. And to my other point, it just really feels like the judge are getting softer these days. Like, I get it. We all want to be fair and give people a chance. But there's a fine line between being fair and being too lenient. There are some cases where these sovereign citizens need a real wake-up call, not more chances to make a foe of themselves, and court judges need to stop letting these clowns drag out the process and just put their foot down. At the end of the day, they're the ones who hold the power to make sure people don't just waste everybody's time. All right, guys, that's going to be enough of my rant, though I love to hear what you guys think about this whole situation here. I just love reading your guys' comments, so let me know what you guys thought. You guys think Judge Oli was being fair in that first court hearing there? Because honestly, I think it was more than fair. But if you guys enjoy content like this, I'd really appreciate a like and please subscribe. I post every day, so keep checking back. I truly appreciate you everyone watching, and please take care of yourself.